coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home.
Hi everyone, guess what? I'm back, of course, in the US. As I have mentioned in my previous blog, I had to go back to Vietnam after 10 years living in the US to attend my cousin's wedding. And I only got one word to say: wow, Vietnam changed a lot in 10 years. The roads, the buildings, the shopping malls, the people, everything is unfamiliar to me. Even the culture there seems difficult for me to take in. But enough for the babbling, let's move to the main part of this blog. Today's blog is all about culture shock, which I have experienced for the past 2 weeks in Vietnam. There raised a question: what is culture shock? Culture shock is a very real experience for many people who move to another country. Anyone who has lived or studied or even traveled extensively in another country has tasted and lived through culture shock. At the time, it may feel more like homesickness, but what most people who haven't undergone any kind of pre-adaptation program don't know is that there are several stages one goes through when adjusting to a new language and new culture. Let's go through this step to see if you guys studying abroad having those symptoms. Step 1. The honeymoon stage. You feel excited, stimulated, enriched. During this stage, you still feel close to everything familiar back home. Stage 2. The distress stage. Everything you're experiencing no longer feels new. In fact, it's starting to feel like a thick wall that's preventing you from experiencing things. You feel confused, alone, and realize that the familiar support systems are not easily accessible. Step 3. Reintegration stage. During this stage, you start refusing to accept the differences you encounter. You're angry, frustrated, and even feel hostile to those around you. You start to idealize life back home and compare your current culture to what is familiar. Step 4. Autonomy stage. This is the first stage in acceptance. I'd like to think of it as the emergent stage, when you start to rise above the clouds and finally feel like yourself again. Right now, I will indicate some of the things people do in Vietnam which are different from what we do in the US.
Ê, rồi giờ Việt Nam rồi. Nhớ anh không?
Anh nào?
Bên nước Anh đó mày.
À, nhớ thì nhớ vậy thôi, còn khi chả biết hên xui, tao mới về mà.
Rồi ở bển sao? Tao nghe nói là đi làm nè, đi học nè, dữ lắm hả?
Thì đi học cũng dữ, thì đi học mà. Nhiều khi học với tụi nó thì cũng bận này nọ.
Bận học cái gì?
Học.
Chứ không đi shopping hả?
Thì nhiều lúc có thì mới đi, chứ còn nhiều lúc thấy nó có hàng sale này nọ mới đi, đâu phải lúc nào cũng được đi. Trời ơi.
Biết sao không? Tao nghe nói á, trai anh bển vừa đẹp vừa giàu. Có gì thì nó mua đồ cho mình.
Sao vậy? Trời ơi, mày nghe ai nói câu đó vậy?
Có phim á.
Trời ơi, 3 cái phim cãi lá cãi, 3 cái phim vớ vẩn đó mày cũng tin được nữa. Bên đó hả, cũng kiểu sòng phẳng với nhau, cũng chia 50-50, chứ đâu có phải lúc nào cũng con trai chi trả hết. Trời ơi, tụi nó không có chịu như vậy đâu.
Mày gặp anh nào chưa mà sao mày biết? Biết rồi đúng không?
Vậy
Có anh nào rồi đúng không? Mới biết chia 50-50.
làm gì có, mình nói gì kỳ vậy?
Ơi đừng
Trời
giấu
ơi.
anh.
Sao mình đâu có gì đâu, đâu có gì đâu giấu mày được. Vietnamese people tend to talk more about intimate things in their life when chatting or hanging out, such as salary, love, work, or life in general. It's not that they want to write an article about their life or something like that. It's just the way that Vietnamese people get to know more of their loved ones. One thing about living style here, unlike in the US, we usually split the bill and only pay for what we order. Vietnamese people do what they call treat. If you are the special one, not genetically, of course. For example, me, someone who going back to my hometown from the US, you could be put to an invisible label as special one. Therefore, if you hang out with your friend, you will be the one to pay. The half-half rules here is not applied. This also happens between couples in Vietnam, which I find fascinating about. The boy will pay and the girls get whatever she wants without any cost. And though I enjoy the atmosphere and the hospitality of people here, I tend to point out what I do not admire while staying in Vietnam.
Này ông ơi, ăn uống nhẹ nhàng thôi để người khác đừng xem phim. Ôi giời, tảng băng nhìn điêu thế. Lại còn ở tít ra mà vẫn đâm. Đúng là như phim.
I do not say that Vietnamese people are all impolite, just some of them are. It shows that they are not well educated in public manners, which you have to pay attention a lot in the US. Vietnamese parents tend to cherish their children a lot, which might have spoiled them. Children in Vietnam do what their parents and teachers or the elder tell them to do. This makes them dependent a lot on families. But in the US, parents encourage their children to develop their own, to discover new things, to learn from their own experiences. This leads to the independence of 18-year-old boys and girls in the US. They reach their age, move out, and start to take care of things alone. I want to say is that I love to talk about my experience of culture shocks, and now I'm gonna show you guys a bit summary of what I was trying to say. There are things that you cannot just adapt easily. If you are planning for a swift escape to Vietnam, just note down and remember what are the differences between Vietnamese culture and the one in your own home. That would be a great tip to adapt and survive in the culture shock period. So if you guys want to know more about Vietnam, please ask, comment below, and one more thing, let me know your experience of culture See you guys next week. Bye.